After talking about reacting acids with metal oxides, we'll talk now about reacting acids with metal hydroxides. On page 74, all metal hydroxides react with acids, but the ones most commonly used in the lab are the soluble hydroxides. Usually they are sodium, potassium, or calcium hydroxide solutions. A summary equation for acids and metal hydroxides. So this is the general equation where a metal hydroxide plus an acid reacts together to produce salt plus water. First, we'll see reacting dilute hydrochloric acid with sodium hydroxide solution. So this is the equation that we have. Sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid reacts together to produce sodium chloride plus water. Sodium chloride is the salt. From this equation, we can get the ionic equation below. So, let's start with reacting dilute hydrochloric acid with sodium hydroxide solution. So the metal hydroxide we have is sodium hydroxide, which will react with dilute hydrochloric acid. So let's see the reaction between hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. So we get hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. We will put them together. They will react to produce what? So sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid reacts to produce sodium chloride plus water. If you remember in the previous video, we talked about neutralization reaction and went through this example of sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid reacting together and said that since this is a base and this is an acid, we will obtain a salt plus water. The salt is sodium chloride plus water. So this is a neutral solution. Since a base plus acid reacts to give a neutral solution. Where did NaCl come from? Let's see this equation. We have HCl and NaOH. How did we get H2O? So we took the H in the HCl and the OH from the NaOH. So we got H2O, and we're left with NaCl, Na from here, and Cl from here to get NaCl. So H and OH makes the water, and Na and Cl makes the NaCl, which is the salt. But how to get the ionic equation? Look again, Cl in the reactants is the same as in the products. So we remove it. The Na stayed the same as well, so we remove it. We're left with H, which is H+, plus OH, which is OH minus, to give H2O. This is the ionic equation. So OH minus plus H plus gives H2O. OH minus represents the base, and H plus represents the acid. So it's like we're saying acid plus base produces H2O, which is the neutral solution. So this is the reaction between hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide.